Now, here's our story. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Peter. He and his grandfather lived in a cottage with a garden surrounded by a high stone wall. Outside, there was a great meadow, and beyond the meadow, a deep, dark forest. Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and went out into the big green meadow. On the branch of a big tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend. All is quiet, chirped the bird happily. Soon the duck came waddling along, and she was glad that Peter had not closed the gate and decided to take a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow. Seeing the duck, the little bird flew down onto the grass, settled next to the duck, and shrugged his shoulders. "What kind of bird are you, if you can't fly?" he said. And the duck replied, "Quack, what kind of bird are you, if you can't swim?" and jumped into the pond. They argued and argued, the duck swimming in the pond, and the little bird hopping along the shore. Suddenly something caught Peter's attention. He noticed a cat creeping through the grass. The cat thought, "The bird is busy arguing. I'll just grab him." Stealthily, he crept towards the bird on velvet paws. "Look out!" shouted Peter, and the bird immediately flew up into the tree. The duck quacked angrily at the cat, from the middle of the pond, of course. He was angry because Peter had gone past the gate and out into the meadow. It is a dangerous place. If a wolf had come out of the forest, you do then? Peter paid no attention to his grandfather. Boys like him are not afraid of wolves. But grandfather took Peter by the hand, led him home, and locked the gate. No sooner had they gone than a big grey wolf came out of the forest. In a flash, the cat climbed up the tree. The duck quacked, and in her panic jumped right out of the pond. But no matter how hard she tried to run away, the duck couldn't escape the wolf. He was getting closer and closer and closer, and then he caught her, and with one gulp, swallowed her. This is how things stood. The cat was sitting on one branch of the big tree and the bird on the other, not too close to the cat. Looking at them with greedy eyes. Meanwhile, Peter, without the slightest fear, stood behind the closed gate, watching everything that was going on. Peter ran home, got a strong rope, and climbed up on top of the stone wall. One of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was walking stretched out over the wall, and seizing the branch, Peter climbed over onto the tree and said to the bird, "Fly down and circle around the wolf's head. Only take care he doesn't catch you." The bird almost touched the wolf's head with his wings, while the wolf snapped angrily at him from this side and from that side. How the bird did tease the wolf, how the wolf wanted to catch him, but the bird was too quick and too clever, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it. Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso and carefully let it down, catching the wolf by the tail, and pulled with all his might. Feeling himself caught, the wolf began to jump wildly, trying to get loose. But Peter made the other end of the rope fast to the tree so the wolf's jumping only made the rope around his tail tighter and tighter. Just then some hunters came out of the forest, following the wolf's trail and shooting as they came. Peter, sitting up in the tree, cried out, "Don't shoot! The bird and I have caught the wolf. Help us to take him to the zoo." And now imagine the triumphant procession. Peter at the head, with the hunters leading the wolf, and winding up the procession, Grandfather and the cat. Above them, the bird flew, chirping merrily, "My, what brave fellows we are, Peter and I. Look what we have caught." And if you listened very carefully, you could hear the duck quacking angrily inside the wolf, because the wolf, in his hurry, had swallowed her alive.